Daniel, you've heard of 12 Days of Christmas.
I have.
What about 9 days of Marvel? What if I give you 9 days of the most mid to B grade Marvel content that I could pump out of the Marvel machine?
It's like Vlogmas.
You ever heard of Marvel's What If?
I fucking hated season 1.
Tell me about What If, Daniel.
Do you know every December how YouTubers pump out like vlogs every day because like the AdSense is higher?
Yeah.
This feels like Marvel's doing that.
Yeah.
But they're basically like, oh, everyone's at home on holidays. Let's just crank out this crap and hope that they watch.
Yeah.
Because like season 1 had 2 good episodes and even that was stretching it. And then they culminated in this bullcrap that
Just
I did
give
not
us
care
another
about.
Guardians holiday special, damn it.
That was so much better than this.
You know they want it.
Before we talk about episode 1 of season 2 of Marvel's What If, I just want to bring up that these are all creatively bankrupt. They sound awful.
Yeah.
Like read out the episodes.
Episode 1 just came out today. What if Nebula joined the Nova Corps? Episode 2.
Couldn't care less.
What if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes?
He would get fucking smoked.
Correct. He's just a regular dude, kind of. What if Happy Hogan saved Christmas?
Only because I've seen the trailer and it looks like they're doing Die Hard. Is that kind of funny?
Or like, it's like Avengers Tower? Or like Stark Tower?
I think so, but like they're also so obsessed with Happy Hogan in everything. It's just like I'm kind of bored.
I mean, they
of him
love
anyway.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He kind of made it, so they feel like they owe him or something.
Yeah. What if Iron Man crashed into the Grand Master?
I don't even know what that means.
Who's the Grand Master?
Skip.
What if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper?
Is that the giant?
What the fuck is the Hydra Stomper?
Is the giant robot, maybe?
Cool.
she would smoke it, right?
What if Kahori, Kahhhori, Kahori, reshaped the world?
How am I supposed to get excited about it if I don't even know who the fuck you're talking about?
What if Hela found the 10 rings?
She would be pretty powerful. She's already
a god.
She already killed Thor,
What
basically.
does she need the 10 rings, which Shang-Chi dealt with?
Yeah, it took Surtur to
He's
take her
our
down.
C grade.
I think she'll be fine.
What if the Avengers assembled in 1602?
You see, that sounds kind of cool, but that feels like AI art. Like, do you know how like all those AI arts of like, what if they were all medieval knights?
Yes.
That feels like where they
What
got the
if they
idea
were
from.
steampunk?
Yeah.
But like, is everyone gonna be the same except Iron Man's gonna be in like a wooden suit?
Iron Man will look. Everyone else will just like dress funny. Like.
And then
ooh.
lastly, what if Strange Supreme intervened?
Oh, from last season.
So I think that's like, now they're what-ifing what-if episodes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. The what if episodes from season 1 that I didn't give a shit about. Okay, so I asked AI to come up with some episodes and see if these interest you more.
You don't think AI wrote these episodes?
They might have. I mean, although they're so boring, I think AI didn't. I think if AI wrote it, it would be more
These are so
interesting.
bad, humans had to have a hand in it.
Yeah, there's no way you can get worse than this.
All right.
Okay, so what if Loki ruled Asgard?
Okay.
So like Loki in charge.
I like that. Better than Loki, the show already.
What if Captain America joined Hydra?
Okay.
So what if he
Captain
actually hailed
Hydra?
Hydra?
Yeah.
Like that sounds more interesting than all of these. Although they'd probably just play the reverse and do what they did in season 1 with Peggy Carter, how it's like everything went the exact same, but a little better because she's a woman.
Yeah.
That annoyed me so much about that episode. The whole episode's basically like, Steve Rogers fucking shit. If he didn't do things the manly way, things would have been so much better.
Yeah.
And then episode 2,
That's
they're
how I
like...
felt with episode 2.
Episode 2, exactly. Yeah, they're like...
T'Challa did it better because he used his brain and Peter Quill big dummy.
what if the Infinity Stones were sentient?
Okay. That could be fun.
What if Spider-Man had the symbiote suit?
Oh.
I don't know if they could do that because I think Sony owns Venom.
Yeah.
Technically, so I think they couldn't do that, but like that would still be fun and
But we can get Tom Hardy.
animated. Yeah. What if the Marvel heroes were all villains?
Okay.
You see, that sounds more interesting than
I'd
zombies.
love to see like a swip swap.
Yeah, like what if every episode was just like the villain of that was like a hero and
Yeah.
like Tony went the opposite. So Tony got caught in a cave and everything still, but instead of being like, oh, I need to stop making weapons, he's like, I need more weapons.
Yeah.
Like I need
He
to...
became like power hungry.
Yeah, like
kinda
the bit how he goes to Afghanistan and kills everyone. What if he kept doing that, basically?
Yeah. Or even just like further on when he like made all his suits, but he made them like police the world and just like
Yes,
became
I guess
like, just, like,
Ultron,
took
yeah.
over.
That's the most interesting one yet. And that kicks the shit out of everything they've come up with.
Ooh. What about today's episode?
This episode is called What If Nebula Joins
The Nebula Corps.
the Nebula?
No. What if Nebula joined the Nova Corps?
What if Nebula joined the Nova Corps? And that immediately isn't interesting because like,
No.
what does that matter? They definitely started with the concept. It doesn't need to be Nebula, for one. They wanted like a kind of like cyberpunk aesthetic Blade
Yeah.
Runner episode.
True Detective.
Yeah, they wanted True Detective in cyberpunk world, and they went with Nebula because I guess she is a side character.
'Cause
for
Amy
one.
Pond's gotta
eat. She's a little bit cheaper than everyone else while still being recognizable, and then they get to have like, oh, she's a cyborg,
Yeah.
but it has the most generic like detective plot I've ever seen in my life. It's like, oh, here's a character. By the way, they're a bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's another character. By the way, they will also double cross you.
Oh, this character, they're the one person who gave you a chance in this world. I guess they better double cross you.
They're also a bad guy. Yeah, it's like, again, I said it earlier, but like, yeah, this feels so bad that it wasn't even written by AI. Like, surely they could come up with something smarter than this. But basically, Nebula is down no luck because Ronan killed Thanos somehow. The most interesting thing of the episode, they brush over. It's like, oh, Thanos versus Ronan? Nah, you don't get to see that. Instead, Nebula is going to become a detective. They kill Yondu. In the first 2 minutes, Yondu is dead.
Off-screen Yondu dead.
And Nebula has to basically investigate it. It's just the most boring thing ever.
Yeah.
But she has to solve Yondu's death. They put a giant shield around Xandar to protect it from Ronan who's coming to kill him. And the plot revolves around that. And
I think it's tricky because they had to put all of these ideas and
they didn't have to. They chose
they wanted to. And they wanted to put these cameos and ideas and bad story writing into like 25 minutes realistically.
That's the thing. It's like kid shows and like other half-hour like serials used to fit so much in a 20-minute episode.
Like an episode of Avatar.
Because they keep it simple.
Yeah.
Like it's simple, but there's a good through line. Whereas here, it feels like they just threw so much into it that they brush over everything. There's no obstacles. Like there's something as simple as, oh, we have to walk down 2,000 stories worth of stairs. And then they're just like, we'll just slide down them instead. And then they're like, oh, we need to get into this core. Beep, boop, beep. All the water drains, and then they swim under and come back out.
No, the water was going up.
That's what, sorry, the water goes up, and then they go
just went down. It was like, okay, cool.
And then the shield opens and the shield closes. It's every problem is solved on its own, basically. Or like, do you remember the Korg bit?
Oh yeah, so Nebula walks in to speak to Howard the Duck, and she's like, Yondu left us this schematic, but I don't know what it is. And then Korg just comes out of nowhere and goes, hey, what are you guys doing with this map of Sector B2 Area C schematic map of the hologram deck? And it's like, how did you know that? And he's like, how did I know what? That!
I can't remember the line, but just basically like, I contain multitudes, or like, I'm more than just a pretty face. And then
I know lots of things, he says.
Everyone's like, cool, problem
Thanks,
solved.
Taika Waititi. We love you.
It's like, that's not how you explain things. It's episode 7 of Star Wars, where they're like, how do you know about this base? And Finn's like, I used to work the garbage compactor. And it's like, isn't that convenient? But at least they explain it. They say he worked there. Whereas Korg is literally just like, oh, I just know.
Yeah.
Like,
or don't save the money on Korg and Seth Green and Jude Law and I don't know, I'm sure there's one more cameo in there you could cut, and just get Bradley Cooper, make Nebula have to break out Rocket, because they already have a kind of relationship in Marvel.
But also Rocket wouldn't double cross her, and they needed someone that would double cross her. So they got none other than Kellogg Jr.
Kellogg's Jr.
Yon Leg. It's Jude Law from
weird.
Captain Marvel.
I saw his name in the intro. I was like, oh, Jude Law.
And then promptly forgot about him immediately.
And then we saw him in the cell, and I don't know, because it was like really dark on his animated face. I was like, who?
Even then, anyone that is a human barely looks like themselves in the show anyway, because of the art style.
I don't like the art style of...
It's pretty in still frames.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple of frames, mainly because it's
Korg
the cyberpunk
looks nice.
thing.
He looks like an Archer character.
He does look,
I'm like, whoa, his shading is really good.
In a still frame form, the shots look quite good. Nothing like mind-blowing, but it's like, oh, that's quite pretty. But I think it's only because we're in a cyberpunk world.
I don't think Nebula looks right, though.
I'm not too mad at it.
Maybe when she's driving, maybe. I don't know.
Could
maybe
be like the front on.
Yeah, just front on.
Well.
It's because there's no depth. It's like 2D, not 3D from front on.
And because they're doing the solid shading, like the Archer style, she looks... Yeah, I get that. Makes sense to me. Yeah.
But what do you wish this episode was? You kind of have to stick to the same parameters.
Even then, I don't think it's interesting.
I have 2 better ideas.
I hope that they don't pull a season 1 and everything stays disconnected.
Yeah.
I think 1 episode of just a fun Marvel thing per day, I'll be more happy with. Whereas if they then try to stick it all together like they did in season 1, I'm going to be very annoyed. At least in this one, not everything went better because it was another person being it. Yeah. Like the role swap is the least interesting thing that What If can do. Because Peggy Carter, everything went better. Like, at least this is her being her own show. So I guess this wasn't a bad episode. Like, it wasn't actively bad.
Yeah.
It was just so creatively bankrupt and boring because it was just the exact plot beats of a noir story that you would expect.
Yeah.
Like, everything was just by
She starts with a
book.
monologue as well.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yes, exactly.
no one took a chance on me in this world. It's like,
Oh, we needed a femme fatale. We needed like Howard the Duck to be sexy or something.
ooh, yeah. But I wish this episode was either what if Peter Quill joined the Nova Corps instead of joining the
Right.
Ravagers. That would have been at least a bit cooler.
I think you're forgetting he's a white male.
Very true. Can't have that. Or second, I thought maybe they were going to go with Nova a little bit. I don't know if you know Nova. Nova is literally a superhero whose powers
the
come
Nova
from
Corps?
the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
He's literally...
I remember the helmet.
He's a Captain Marvel, like, strength level of hero. He's a cool superhero. But I'm like, they could have used him... But I
Yep.
think they want to make a movie with him. Maybe.
Although
I don't know.
Michael Rook is in the credits as Yondu, but it's literally just that hologram
His
of him
likeness?
going,
Oh, yeah.
Like that's literally he gets a credit for that like fifth. Well, like if this was Yondu joined the Nova Corps instead of became a Ravager, even then that's more interesting.
Anybody.
I am in love with Karen Gillan since I was probably like 8 years however old I was when the 11th hour aired. I've been in love with Kissagram, Amy Pond ever since
Yeah.
then to now. Marry me. I'll leave my wife for you. But this episode sucked.
This episode was mid AF.
Oh, it's complete mid CU. And also, hire voice actors again, please.
Yeah.
Everyone sounds like they're either phoning it in or just terrible. Like, they're all really good actors.
What are you doing, Seth Green?
Even Seth Green, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's the shitty accent or whether it's just he doesn't give a shit because he's not doing Family Guy. But everyone...
Was that Vin Diesel as Groot?
I doubt it. No way. Unless it was like a pre-recorded because
Yeah,
he's already
very
said it so
true.
many times. Everyone is like a really good actor, but all of their voice acting is shit.
Yeah. It's because voice acting is an actual art. It's a
Yeah,
talent.
and it doesn't matter
manipulating and using your voice. It's
Chris
different
Pratt.
from acting.
Chris Pratt.
Crisp rat.
Crisp
It's a
Rat is
me,
the only
Mario.
VA. Dump and Gumbus.
But yeah, let's see how episode 2, Peter Quill attacks Earth's mightiest heroes goes.
Catch you back here
Join
tomorrow.
us tomorrow for day 2 of 9 days of Marvelmas.
On the 9th day of Marvel, Nebula gave to me.
Ooh, on the 2nd day of Marvel, Feige gave to me Peter Quill in a short movie.
Like and
See you
subscribe.
there. Like and subscribe.